Let's fight, guys. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Those of you who are joining us at home here in Guyana, Region 11, somewhere in the diaspora. Let's fight. Welcome. Trust you guys have had a good day. Whether you guys are joining us from Twitter, we call that the Bel Air of social media. You guys are joining us on YouTube. You guys are joining us on Facebook. Wherever you guys are picking us up from this evening. Welcome to each and every one of you. Rupert, August, Candy Naleen, Inderjeet, Estelle Griffith. I see also Idris Williams, all you great folks. Nessa Gaskin, John Raymond, Deborah Sharona Lynch, Rochelle, this is Rochelle Pollard, Denise London Welchman, Claire Frank, Brenda Norton, Don Raymond again. I see Patricia Graves, Andy Goodman. All you fantastic folks have joined the live stream. And guys, we are so privileged that all of you guys have chosen to be here with us this evening. We will have it no other way, guys. We will have it no other way. Let's fight. Love to hear the sound of that bell. Let's fight, guys. We gotta fight. We gotta fight. We ain't taking no prisoners. Boots on the ground. We ain't backing down. Boots on the ground. Let's fight. We got to fight, folks. Good to see so many of you. They're fired up and ready to go. Trust that you guys have had a great day. You guys were at work during the course of the day. Rowena Cummins, I see who you're supporting there. Forbes Bob and Welton Blue. Denise Mitchell. Laverne Harry Charan. Let's fight, guys. Let's fight. We got to fight. We got to fight. Good to see so many of you joining the live stream, like Samuel Henry, Nicola Yaw, Orwin Don Cook, Margaret Nelson is here as well, Vanessa Laverne Pollard, Marsha Glasgow, Derek Massey, good to see you, Esther Blue, Alia Waldron is up in the hizza. Alia, where have you been? Where have you been? I ain't seen a little while. You know me no money, come round the man. Come round the Alia, you know me nothing. come fulls, don't chicks. Folks, we want to see those shares. We want to see those emojis. Again, Jamal Aziz and Bettino. Good to see all of you folks. Bettino, Nachman, is it Nachman, Everett Small, Anand Norine. Good to see all you folks. Trenches, Jagabats alike. All of you guys. Monique Blair, good to see you. Is it Kite Bell, Sicharan, fancy name people, a lot of fancy name people. Guys, we are so privileged that we can have you in the ring with us for another evening. How is my tie? How is my jacket, guys? Gotta come looking sharp for you guys because we got a sharp audience. Monique Blair, great to see you as well. All you fantastic guys. Tag a friend who you know joins in the ring. Let them know we are on. We are fired up, guys. We are ready to go. Boots on the ground. We ain't backing down. Boots on the ground. We not backing down. Boots. The government boots. Nah, not this government. Guys, hope you are well. Guys, we are heading into November. And to keep this program going, unfortunately, the bills gotta be paid. And guys, we don't get any advertising from anybody yet, right? We understand the atmosphere we operate in this country, and this program is solely powered by your efforts, folks. And on that note, guys, you know we have been asking you to come on board and partner with us. Y'all don't wait till one night y'all come here, y'all just see a blank screen. Don't wait till that time. And so our appeal is to each and every one of you to come on board with us and to partner in a meaningful way. This program is solely powered by you. And we've been telling you guys, we're quickly outgrowing this space we're in because of the many things we want to do with this program and the many perhaps even similar programs that we want to produce and we want to create, we want to produce that helps to do one thing, to bring the information to you guys, because we know how much you guys value the information that we have. There are other pieces of equipment that we need, There are personnel that we need so that we can do this in an even better way, guys. Come on board with us. We have several platforms available, and y'all know we ain't begging y'all along. It's just the other day. So, guys, come on board. We have several platforms available, beginning with the Cash App. Again, at Cash App, it's the $ in the ring 592. I was about to give you my phone number. It's a $ in the ring 592 at Cash App. At PayPal, it's in the ring 592 at gmail.com. That's our PayPal email. In the ring 592 at gmail.com. We're available on the MMG platform as well. That is the local Cash App, the Guyanese Cash App. You know, I always say that. Our number there is 627-6963. And guys, believe you me, we know how much you love this program. Help us to keep it going. We are just upon our 1-year anniversary. We are going to be celebrating our 1-year anniversary on the 13th day of November. On the 13th day of November, guys. And we want to do so much more. We want to show you guys what we've been doing with the finances you've entrusted to us, to keep the work going, to get the information to you. And so we have the MMG platform available, and we also have MoneyGram available, and we also have Western Union available as well. And guys, I want to share another way. I know we're heading into the holiday season, and I want to share with you another way quickly that you guys can help us as we head into the holiday season. We know lots of you guys are big shoppers on Amazon, for instance. Lots and lots of you guys shop on Amazon, and we are happy to be affiliated with Amazon. And here is how you can help us. If you see a product on Amazon that you like, send us that link, and we will send you a matching link to that. The link we will send you for that same product enables Amazon to send us a tiny fraction of a commission on that purchase. Has nothing to do with your purchase and what you're paying Amazon. But basically, for us referring you to Amazon, Amazon will give us a small portion of whatever you spend there. Very, very small portion. But those things add up over time, as you can appreciate. So that's another way in which you can help us, because we know you guys are going to be doing lots of shopping online. You got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving coming up, you got Christmas. So you send us a link on that very number, 627-6963, of the product you want to buy on Amazon, and we will send you back a link very, very quickly, and you go ahead and do your purchase, and we get a very small commission from that. And folks, do you know, any place you reside in Guyana that has a post office, any place you reside in Guyana physically that has a post office, you can go to that post office and send a contribution to us. All right? There's a little fee attached to it, but you can go to any post office in Guyana and send a small contribution to us. Again, the number you want to call for any guidance on that or any one of the other platforms we've shared with you is 627-6963. WhatsApp us on that number, and we're going to try to respond as efficiently as possible. Guys, let me get that out of the way so we can get to the fight card. Good to see so many of you on with us, guys. Share the live stream. We are privileged that so many of you guys, night after night, coming to the ring with us. And guys, let me take a pause for the cause and to say I'm really thankful and really heartened. We all are, that those of you who've already come on board and partner with us chose to do so. It helps us in ways in which you cannot imagine. It helps us in ways in which you cannot imagine. And I'm going to tell you how. Another way in which it's going to be helping us. All right? Folks, you know, we have a packed program. We don't always get to focus in depth on all of the issues. But for instance, just today, we saw a young lady, her photograph splashed across social media. She was caught shoplifting a tin of milk. And while we do not condone that kind of action by any citizen, man, woman, or child, we believe that there might be something deeper at work there. We were made to understand that she was in that store with two children. And so we are going to reach out to her. We're going to find a way to reach out to her and try to see if we can assist in any way. And so this is part of what the funding you sent to us helps to do. This is only one instance. We've been doing care packages and a whole host of things through COVID, through the flood, and all manner of things. But just to let you know that not just expanding the program in terms of personnel or equipment and that kind of stuff, but also in the communities. The funding you send to us will help in those ways. And this is an immediate way. We are going to reach out to this young lady and see what is really happening in her home environment, what is happening there, and how we can help. That's one of the things we are going to be doing. Guys, again, so many issues we don't get to go in depth with. The NCN issue we talked about last evening. The NCN issue we talked about how Nias Suban, yes, that jagabat there, pulled off that coup and unseated Michelle Abrams Ali. But we wanted to let you know that we saw a press statement coming out of NCN in which it says that Michelle Abrams, who was assigned temporary duties as acting CEO, has been promoted, according to them, has been promoted from her substantive position as production manager to this deputy CEO, according to them, deputy CEO with responsibility for radio development. They do not deny all the other folks have left the job or have been fired or all that. This is specifically what the press statement dealt with, that Michelle Abrams Ali has been promoted, right? He's been promoted from acting CEO to deputy CEO, according to NCN. So that is one of the issues there that we are still, that we saw, and we think we ought to give you an update on, and we will give you any future updates as they become available there, guys. And another issue that we are looking at, another story that is loading, is a fuel racket we're hearing of in Region 1, Birima-Waini region. Right? So we are following that. We're hearing about this fuel racket in the Birima-Waini region involving some executives. A fuel racket that is going on. And we're following that. We are following that story, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we're looking at another story that we got developing here. We have noted that, according to reports, there are quite a few staff members from the Republic Bank Corriverton branch. The Republic Bank Corriverton branch that are COVID-19 positive. Right? COVID-19 positive, and we made to understand that the branch has not opened since Monday. So we are following that story. That is a developing story. Another story we are following, guys, that is developing as well. A couple evenings ago, we spoke to you about some concerns that have been raised by parents of the students from the New Guyana school, that the administration is not listening to their concerns. And we saw a correspondence that came across our desk here that suggests the HM there, the headmistress there, or the principal, says if y'all don't like it here, beat out. And so, I would love to talk with somebody there from New Guyana School to hear your side of the story. I would love to talk to somebody there from New Guyana School, but that in itself is a developing story. But we saw that correspondence that if y'all don't like it here, right, you might want to find alternative accommodations for your children. So we're following that. Anybody from New Guyana School who wants to reach out to us, we want to hear from you guys as well. We want your side of the tech ups. Another story we're following, ladies and gentlemen, is the Visit Guyana story. During the expose, the retreat, the sabbatical of the government to Dubai, I spoke of Stacey Rahaman's company, Visit Guyana, and asked what were they doing in Dubai. All, public interest. Stacey sits on the Guyana Tourism Board. She has a company that deals in tourism, and from the reports we saw, it seemed as though her company, Visit Guyana, was covering that event. Now, Stacey reached out to us recently and let us know that her company funded their own way to Dubai. Right? And we thought that was very gracious of her. And I said here, I think several nights, that we respect Stacey and her husband and what they're doing in their business. They, as far as I know, they are decent people, but questions were raised. And Stacey brought clarity, reaching out to us and saying that they funded their own way to Dubai. And so I just wanted to come back and give you an update where that was concerned. Folks, we don't want to bash people for the sake of bashing people, or pull people down, or, try to do any of that stuff, spread propaganda, right? We try as much as possible here to be accurate in the information we are sharing with you. And again, I want to report that Stacey Rahawan reached out to us and said, this is the circumstances under which my company, she says, I know about the other people, but these are the circumstances under which my company went to Dubai. And I appreciate that. We appreciate that. We're not just going to try to slam people for the sake of doing that. These are people who are building a business from scratch, and we admire that and appreciate it and celebrate that as well. Right, so I just wanted to give you an update on that front, folks, with those stories that are loading. Now, folks, let's turn our attention to the fight card. To the fight card. Great to see so many of you in the ring this evening, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's fight, guys. We got to fight. We got to fight. Boots on the ground. We ain't backing down. Welcome, guys, wherever you guys are joining us from this evening. So many of you, we are so appreciative that so many of you have joined us this evening from around the world. Literally from around the world. When we see the back end of this program, we see folks joining us from India and Russia. Guyanese all over the place. And then Guyanese people introduce their friends to, their non-Guyanese friends to the program. So this is what happens back home. I hope they have an appreciation for the difference that this program has. But nonetheless, we are so grateful for all of you. Take a second and share the live stream. Take a second and give us those emojis. Y'all know we're craving for it. We licorice for it. We craving and we licorice for the emojis and the shares. Now we got to ask y'all. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, from around the world, some information from around the world, guys. NASA, right? Is it NASA? It is called? Let me just double check. Yep. Has just discovered what they say is a new planet outside of our solar system. Now we have a our solar system is bigly, to use a Donald Trump word, bigly. It's a vast expanse of space. It's big. You can't own it. You can't guard it. You can't watchman it. It is big. Now, NASA scientists say they have discovered a new planet outside. The first planet, this may be the first planet according to NASA. Or NASA rather, NASA. The first planet ever discovered outside our galaxy. This is not your smartphone galaxy, or as a neighbor of mine used to say, galaxy. This is not your smartphone galaxy. This is the huge expanse of space beyond the Earth's stratosphere. But this is what really endeared this story to us. This planet, they say, is 28 million light years away. Now you can't even measure that in your mind. 28 million light years. And they call it the Messier 51 galaxy. Now I like the name Messier. Messier 51 galaxy. That's what they named this area here. And they have discovered this planet while analyzing X-rays. Right? So it is 28 million light years away. That's how far I want to live from some of y'all. That is how far I want to go and live from some of y'all. You're so rowdy. Right? I hope people don't want to go and live so far from Dolores Denny and Sharion Baird and Morna Monroe. I hope you all are good neighbors. But people like Odessa Primus, I want to go and live that far from them. 28 million light years away. And Chanel Smith. All the Smiths. Maybe even from Cheryl Gillis and Nadia Bob and, Delon Scott. Far from y'all. 28 million light years. But folks, that is some news on the international front. It is called Messier 51. That's the galaxy in which this new planet is reportedly discovered 28 million light years away from the Earth. It's far. Let me just tell you all that. It's far. If y'all think Timbuktu far, this further. Much further. So that is a bit on the international front, guys. COVID-19. And we've been telling you guys about some of the stories, the horror stories of COVID-19. You're going to want to share the live stream when you hear this one. Just today, we are hearing 99 new confirmed cases of COVID-19, 4 additional deaths. There seems to be no rolling back of this virus, right? The PPP COVID governance is poor, it's atrocious. And the stories that are emerging from COVID-19, oh, they crawl your skin, as we say here in Guyana. I don't know what the Americans say. I don't know what you guys say where you live outside of Guyana. But we say crawl your skin. Here is this story of a woman called Roxanne Whinfield. Here's a story of Roxanne Whinfield. Y'all think y'all got life rough? Y'all think y'all have life rough? Here is Roxanne Whinfield's story concerning COVID-19. Now, Roxanne, who is pictured on, I think that would be my right. Roxanne was a prison officer. Roxanne Whinfield, she was a prison officer in 2002. In 2002, under the PPP, when you had that jailbreak, Roxanne was shot. Yep. And she was incapacitated. And the person who shared this story with us said to us, the PPP administration killed Roxanne Whinfield twice. She was shot in 2002 during that jailbreak, and she has been incapacitated since then, paralyzed, as far as we know, since then. Now, Sharon Edwards posted on Facebook quite recently, how come Roxanne Whinfield, who tested positive for COVID-19 and sent to the COVID hospital when 2 other persons in her home tested negative and are not sick? She shares the house with 2 other persons. They are COVID negative. Roxanne goes nowhere. And she, according to the health authorities, is COVID positive. And Sharon Edwards asks the question, or rather states, Roxanne was confined to her home because of her handicap situation. She goes on to say that kidney and lungs are no longer normal illness that affect people nowadays. Sharon Edwards says, soon she's breathing short, it's COVID. And this is a theme we keep hearing over and over. You remember when we dealt with the Kellon Bell story? 3 COVID tests said he was COVID negative, and yet we heard a doctor at New Amsterdam insisted that he's positive. So here is Sharon Edwards speaking up on behalf of her colleague, Miss Whinfield, Roxanne Whinfield. Soon your breath short is COVID. And she goes on to state on social media, taking Roxanne to the COVID hospital where she was isolated and alone would have killed her even faster. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers around the world, that is precisely what happened. Roxanne Whinfield, who survived as a prison officer, being shot and a jailbreak, couldn't survive the COVID center. So her friends and family are insisting she's in a home with 3 persons, goes no place. They are COVID negative after being tested. And Roxanne Whinfield, authorities insisted was COVID positive, sent her to the COVID center there in Anil Nandlall. And that was the end of Sharon. And so the individual who shared this information with us said the PPP administration killed Roxanne Whinfield twice. In 2002, they were in power during the jailbreak when she was shot. And unfortunately, in 2021, they're in power again when she loses her life. Horror stories. Folks, we could take the hour every night just telling you about COVID horror stories. And so our thoughts and prayers on that note go out to the friends and family and her community, her colleagues in the Guyana Prison Service of Roxanne Whinfield. Our thoughts and prayers go out to her family. Confusion powder. You all know it. Every day under this administration, you got to fight. We got to fight every day under the administration. We got to fight. That is the nature of this country. We got to fight. Someone once said, he who wants to live must fight. Confusion powder. So, Capildio, Gangading. You all remember Capildio? Who stabbed the young businessman from Strathspey? What was the fella's name? The young businessman from Strathspey. Ganesh Persaud. Was that his name? Ganesh Persaud? Young businessman there. The Attorney General had issued a statement that he knew both of the individuals, the victim and the suspect. Well, Capildio Gangadin, he left Lusignan. Some other people use another synonym for left. They say he escaped. We can use left. He left Lusignan. He left. When you all see the stuff that's happening at Lusignan, he left. Lusignan is like a free-for-all. You go and you come on your own time and your own speed. So Capildio left. According to Travis Chase, he says Capildio Gangadin, the man who stabbed and killed businessman Ganesh Persaud during a robbery October 15, escaped from Lusignan prison this morning. Capildio left. Gangadin last Wednesday appeared at Coven John Magistrates Court in connection with the murder of Ganesh Persaud and the 2020 murder of fisherman Mukesh Mangra. Gangadin of Annandale on the East Coast was not required to plead to the 2 counts of murder which were read to him by Magistrate Fabio Azor. So Gangadin has left. You better share the live stream. He didn't escape. He left. You want to know what else happening there at Lusignan? All manner of things. We showed right on this program the other night. There was the deputy director of prisons was there testing the food. He said the food there is world class. The food at Lusignan is world class. Something caused Capildio to leave. He left early this morning. Travis Chase said he escaped. Well, Travis and I got to fight over that word. He left. Look what else happening at Lusignan. On taxpayers' dollar. So while Capildio Gangadin was leaving Lusignan, his colleagues were having a merry time on social media. Yes, from the prisons. The boys at Lusignan post. They're probably watching us right now. Hello, fellas. Probably watching us right now. Those guys were posting photographs from prison. They're smoking marijuana or whatever they have rolled up in the reefers on taxpayers' money. Live from Lusignan. That's what's happening. Said all of that. Couple years left. He said, why be out there on social media when I could be out there free? He left. Some of his colleagues stayed behind and they were taking out photographs on their cell phones in Lusignan and posting it on social media. Live from Lusignan. I'm certain those guys could take out a selfie now on a television watching us in the ring and post on social media. So like Lusignan now is a place of luxury and opulence. The food gone up, the service, you can get your cell phone, you get your little ganja, you get your reefer. What have you there? It's a 5-star. That's the new program the government has implemented there. They give them cell phone and internet and so forth. Live from Lusignan. And while that was happening recently, at Lusignan on the East Coast, you had Capaldio leaving. You got this big show happening. Them guys posting life at Lusignan prison, how good it is there. We saw one inspector coming under the gun as well. One Inspector G. Boyce, according to Guyana Daily News, just today. This is the Guyana we live in, unfortunately. And the allegations is that Inspector Boyce has been abusing his authority. That is the allegation there, according to Guyana Daily News. According to what they published, Inspector G. Boyce from Rumvelt Police Station is being accused of abusing his power. Several people have reported that Boyce would be involved in traffic exercises and harass motorists. This is according to Guyana Daily News. Some have even leveled accusations that Boyce would demand money from them. One irate driver alleged that the inspector pulled him over for speeding and demanded money. These are allegations being leveled against Inspector Boyce. When the driver refused, he was asked to go to the station instead of being given a ticket. Offenses such as speeding are ticketable offenses, according to Guyana Daily News. They are calling on the relevant authorities to look into Boyce's abuse of power. And according to Guyana Daily News, calls to the Commissioner of Police acting Nigel Hoppy proved futile. Everybody in this country acting. So that is the concern, according to Guyana Daily News, that while Boyce is out there abusing his power, the prisoners at Lusignan having fun on social media, and Capaldio, Gangadin, beaten out. Capaldio fed up, he gone. Gone from Lusignan. So that's what's happening on that front. Folks, justice. Lots of people are calling for justice in this country. Nadia Bob, justice is what they want. Gillian Ferguson, Amanda Daniels, justice is what they want. That's what they're calling for, justice. And let me let you know that coming up, guys, coming up shortly in our program, coming up very shortly, we're going to have the one and only, she's been on with us several times, but not in this way tonight, the one and only Amanza Walton-Desir is going to be joining us very shortly in our program. Coming up, not coming soon, coming up, Member of Parliament Amanza Walton-Desir, as we look at the road to the 21st Biannual Delegates Conference of the People's National Congress Reform. PNCR decides 2021, road to the 21st Biannual Delegates Congress. And we're going to be talking with Amanza just a little bit, folks. That being said, justice. That is what the folks are asking for, justice. And just today we saw, perhaps justice delivered. Perhaps justice delivered, ladies and gentlemen, because two policewomen we saw had their charges dropped. Constable Janika Carmichael and her colleague, Constable Tatiana Smith, and Janika Carmichael. This is Janika Carmichael. And according to the news report, they were charged for allegedly deleting electronic data relevant to a fraud case in which millions have been misappropriated from the Ghana police force. And if you guys have been ardent followers of this program, we've often talked about the $300 million that are missing from the Ghana police force. $300 million from the Ghana police force. It seems almost like an oxymoron. Two things that are in opposition to each other in the same sentence there. Police force and money missing. Police force and money missing. But y'all see what's happening? You see the accusations against Inspector Boyce. You see what's happening there at Lusignan. So a no-case submission was filed. And the young women, the charges were dropped. This seems to lend credence, viewers, to what a learned attorney at senior counsel. We quoted him just in this program a few days ago. K. Juban Yassin, in which he said too many cases go to court without any evidence. We ain't talking about sufficient evidence. We talking about no evidence at all. And he chided the judiciary for that. K. Juban Yassin. Now in cases of like this, with Janika Carmichael and Tatiana Smith, these young ladies are dragged before the courts. Their reputations tarnished. There were colleagues looking at them funny. It's them thief the money. It's them facilitated. Because according to the charge, they were allegedly deleting electronic data relevant to the missing money. So they're dragged before the public. And then the case is dismissed for insufficient evidence. The Guyana Police Force got a lot of work to do, you know. The Guyana Police Force got a lot of work to do. And I don't think the people who are there currently are the people who are going to get it done. The people at the top there. I don't think them is the people. You know, I'm sorry that for those leadership positions, they ain't got an election, you know. And you got to sit down and talk with Hickins about the plan for the police force and Happy and Branham and so on about their plans before you put them in those high positions. We might get a different result, but the Guyana Police Force got a lot of work to do. Let's turn our attention now to the Jagabats. Share the live stream, guys. Let's turn the attention to the Jagabats. Raymond Cummins, one LJ brother. Raymond Cummins, he's the general registrar. Now, this fella had COVID. Fully vaccinated. Fully vaccinated. That is what's striking in this instance. Fully vaccinated and had COVID. Fully. And here are the mandatory requirements he's insisting on at the GRO's office. Fully vaccinated and going to work every day, COVID positive. Fully. So he's now asking his employees for the health and well-being of the staff of the GRO's office, in particular view of the COVID-19 pandemic, right? That all staff must be vaccinated or produce a medical form from a doctor stating the reasons why they cannot be vaccinated or have a negative PCR test. Just today, we heard one of the newscasts tell us that one of those 4 persons who died from COVID-19 today, fully vaccinated. Fully. He himself was fully vaccinated and COVID positive. The irony is striking. The irony is striking. Fully vaccinated and COVID positive. Anil say he ain't got no apologies for y'all. The sugar workers getting the $250,000 and that he has no apologies. So who vex? He said they have to correct a historical wrong that has been done to the sugar workers. Never mind on the Granger and the right sizing of the sugar industry. They already received their severance. Never mind that. There was a historical wrong that was done. And so all of them are getting an additional $250,000. He said, who vex? He ain't got no apologies. He ain't got none. A historical wrong must be righted. And while he's thinking with that mindset, while Anil said he ain't got no time, he ain't got no apologies, the historical wrong must be righted. Oh, the people in Wauna, they have a historical wrong that they need righted. The road there, the people said the road there, they can't come out from where there. The road in Wauna bad. Now this is an area in a tiny village in the Northwest District. Wauna in Region 1, which is known as the Essequibo Islands, West Damara, I think it is. Is my geography right? It's in the Northwest District. The roads there, I don't even want to say almost impossible. They're asking for help. They're asking the government to fix their roads and have no apologies about it. They want help. They said most of their roads, all of their roads are bad. They want help. And they said when the government fix it, they ain't care if the government said they have no apologies. What they want is help. Help. That is what the folks want. Help. Are they going to receive that help? Oh, it remains to be seen. Movie Towne showing more than movies. So while Wauna Village got its own little horror house there, Movie Towne got its own horror house itself. Movie Towne. What do we say of Movie Towne? So you all know by now, Movie Towne wants to celebrate Halloween. Why don't we leave these things where they belong? Halloween and so on. Everything we want. Everything we want. Just like a snow being blown in some place and people in the thick coat and snow clothes and so on. Visiting this, whichever place that's going to be. Everything y'all want. So Movie Towne had this horror house depiction. And was the slaves for we. It was the slaves. Y'all know what transpired on social media, the backlash, and Movie Towne has pulled back from that decision to have that horror house there depicting those characters. Now, Loop Caribbean News picked up on this story, and you should know Loop Caribbean News is Digicel. And they had a chat with Mr. Derek Chin, who is the CEO of the Movie Towne franchise. And Mr. Derek Chin says that initially, according to Loop, he had no comment on the matter since he did not see the video on social media. Initially, he had no comment. But it was the slavery. He went on to say, however, when you have a white ghost, you want to have a black ghost then? Casper racist? This is according to Luke. Casper racist? I know Casper the ghost for many years when I was a child. Define no for us. He said, I know Casper the ghost for many years when I was a child. It was a white sheet. I don't know what black ghosts look like. Now they are talking things. Now they're taking things to another level. The Guyanese-born businessman, Derek Chin, who lives in Trinidad and Tobago, This is what he had to say in addition. He said, in today's racially tense climate, almost anything can be misinterpreted. We want to talk about race. You can interpret anything as you want it. There is this movement in the United States of taking down statues that depict an era where they were slave masters or whatever, or Christopher Columbus for that matter. We weren't there in that time. This is according to Derek Chin, Loop Caribbean News. We don't know what bad or the good was, according to Derek Chin. He said, in addition to that, I have instructed them that maybe they should have red or yellow ghosts in the future. He's instructed his staff at Movie Town, maybe we should have red or yellow ghosts in the future. In addition to that, Loop Caribbean News contacted Steve Douglas, the CEO of Bravo Arts, who denied that race played any part in his creation. Douglas said he thought the matter was being blown out of proportion. Here's what Douglas said about the props. The props were not hung by their necks or anything of that sort. If people look at the dolls, they would see that they are tied by their hands. Race has nothing to do with it. Steve Douglas remarked. He's the CEO of Bravo Arts, who is responsible for the depiction there. Folks, I would say this. I have been following Derek Chin for a little while. His business pursuits and so on. I think he has a good heart. I don't know him personally. I've never worked for him. I've never done business with him. I don't know him personally. I've just seen him as a businessman. You read about him. He looks as though he has a good heart. Right? I don't think they may have meant to put up that kind of depiction, or at least had the interpretation that came out of it. Nevertheless, sometimes actions got unintended consequences. And I know Steve too. I know Steve Douglas too. And I think I know Steve Hart, that Steve definitely, as a black man, wouldn't play around this kind of thing with racism. I think I know Steve. Right? And so I would say that it was their good intentions that had these unintended consequences. So we're looking forward to see some good things coming out of Movie Town. Right? Let me stay away from this kind of thing that we're not going to do any of us any good. You remember Irfan? Oh, the slaves came here for betterment. Let me stay away from this kind of thing. I think I know these guys fairly well. I don't know Mr. Chin personally. I know Steve, and I don't think Steve will be part of any such foolishness. I don't think Steve will be part of any such foolishness. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, they come back. You all know the comeback. Is one thing to the next with the Jagabats. They come back. All right? Now, this is at the Local Government Commission. Sexual harassment at the Local Government Commission. Sexual harassment allegations. The Secretary of the Local Government Commission, Nikolai Pierce, was today sent on leave. Just today. This is according to Dennis Chibral and Dem Waves. Just today he was sent on leave. Nikolai Pierce. Why? And to pave the way for an investigation into alleged misconduct. He has denied the allegation, but a staff member said there has made these allegations of sexual harassment. Now they said they sent him on this investigation, should take about 2 weeks. I've already showed you guys the other folks. I've already showed you guys that list we have that is building and building and building with files that are the DPP. Right? Building and building the files that are at the DPP. But them files are coming back. Apparently they got cold storage there or long storage. But them files are coming back. Terichan Balgabin, Dr. Grayson. Y'all know the folks. Y'all know the fellas. Alicia Dalrymple, Sharon Hicks, PS from Indigenous Affairs. Now, local government commission said they're doing their own investigations. They're investigating themselves now. And then they will determine whether it should go further from there. So PPP investigating PPP. But we know how they're going. PPP investigating PPP. And they will determine from there if further action is necessary. If there is one thing we know about PPP, the hallmark is protect your own. The hallmark is protect your own. So you all have a fair assessment, Rena Cummins. You got a fair assessment, Amanda Daniels. You have a fair assessment, Gillian Ferguson, Claudette Harry, Roy Garry. Where is this thing going? A fair assessment. Don't let me fool myself. Don't let me fool myself. You all got a fair assessment where it's going. Why are you fooling yourself? Gail Alicock, you know where this thing going. This investigation. Glennis Chillot from New Jersey, you know where it's going to. Margaret Nelson from Charleston, South Carolina. Philip Bunbury from Canada. You know this investigation going. The people come back. Alexis Arthur from Wakenham, you know where it's going. Wendell Henry, Marlon Thomas, y'all know where the story going. Stacey Wade, happy birthday, Angel Wade, y'all know where the story going. Elizabeth Williams, Robert Archer, Warnella Garnett, Winston Granada, German Gill, y'all know where the story going. Belated birthday, German Gill. Y'all know where the story going. So we're not sitting down here with bated breath and waiting. We know where it's going. And because we know where it's going, we ain't wasting time. On to the main event. On to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds just to refresh yourself, to get your little refreshment. You know, if you got to share the live stream, tell somebody we heading into the wrong that matter. We heading into the wrongs. Let me go. Boots on the ground. Way back and down. Boots on the ground. Welcome back, guys. There we have it. Let me just turn this down. All right. Some of you guys can't wait. Without any further ado, folks, I am privileged to have with me this evening the one and the only Amanza Walton-Desir, as promised, ladies and gentlemen. Amanza, how are you doing there? A very good evening to you, Amanza.
Hey, Sharon. Good evening. It's good to be here with you.
Great to have you in the ring, Amanza. All is well at your end. You're ready to go?
Let's fight.
Guys, you know, give you guys a second to pull up your chair. Some of y'all got to cross your leg and so on, let the blood circulate. And let's get going. Amanza, are you ready there?
I'm here, Sharon.
All right, let me play that bell again. Let me get the bell. Let's fight. We got to fight, folks. Some people like the craziness. We gotta fight. We gotta fight. We gotta. Yes, we gotta fight. We gotta fight. Good to see you, Amanza. Let's start from the top. So we there. We there. We there. We there. We there. Boom. We see Village Voice published this story. Amanza Walton-Desir throws her hat in the ring. Well, I want to keep your hat, so I start looking around the ring for the hat. Because I didn't want to be accused of stealing, or I didn't want to be accused of them things the people are being accused of. So you've thrown your hat into the ring?
Well, Sharon, look, certainly I have indicated, because Village Voice did call and ask me, and I indicated to them that, elections begin with nomination. And if nominated by the membership of the PNCR to serve on the executive, then I'd be more than happy to. I'd consider it my duty to serve, actually.
Great, great. What would you say would have been that catalyst to say now is the time? What motivated you?
I think we owe it to our people to be very clear with them. And because so many people were asking, I thought that it was important that I let our members know that should they want me, I am available to serve at the level of executive. I'm privileged to be able to serve as member of parliament. And should they so require that I bring my skills to that level, I am more than available. And all that we can do is let our people know that we are here for them and that we are available for service. So that was basically it.
So you're available to serve at the executive level. That's a little broad for me. And I know, Manzi, you're bright bad. You got your master's in this. You qualified as a lawyer. And you're bright bad. Break it down for us. At the executive level, is there anything in particular that you might have your sights set on?
Well, look, Sharon, I think that I can really play a key role in governance, because as a trained professional, I've worked all my life in government, but I have also significant, over maybe 15 years of experience in corporate governance. And I keep making the point that whilst it is a political party, the PNCR is also an organization, and therefore it has to be governed in a manner that an organization that wishes to be efficient and highly effective must be governed. And so the principles of management, the principles of governance have to be brought to bear on the organization if we are going to be the party of the 21st century that will serve um, the people of Guyana, and be the political home to the majority of Guyanese.
Great. You have several candidates who are vying for leader of the party. You have Mr. Joseph Harmon, you got Mr. Aubrey Norton, you got Dr. Richard Van West Charles, who also, you've probably had a chance to get a sense of their plans for the party. Is there anything that you might have seen or heard, or what are your own plans in terms of what you think that you can bring to bear on the party structure?
So yes, Sharon, and I have had the privilege of really interacting with all three of the gentlemen who have indicated that they're interested in leadership. And what has struck me is that you hear from every one of them a love for the PNC. So that is without question. That comes through from all of them. What also strikes me is that they each have unique giftings and abilities and skills. And so for me, the overarching concern is how do we harness those diverse skills and create a modus vivendi, or a way of coexisting that could see all of that being brought to the party to inform the party and to craft the way forward for the organization. So that is my take on it. How do we coalesce? How do we going forward? Because look, Congress is a naturally competitive environment. That is democracy. It's messy. It's not always pretty. It's messy. And so, you have to be able to keep your eye on the fact that after this, we will have to move forward, and we'll have to move forward together, and we will have to reinvigorate, we will have to re-energize, we will have to rejuvenate the organization that is the PNCR. And so I think my focus is in how do we, coming out of that, hit the ground running, bearing in mind we have elections and we ought to have been in elections mode and election preparation mode some time ago. So we really have to look at how we can be efficient and how we can be effective in the days ahead. And so I think, my career has proven that that is what I can be. And so I'm just happy to be able to offer those skills now, to the party that I grew up in.
Fantastic. Amanza, there was a little dust up recently between Aubrey Norton and Royce Ford, as competitors are wont to do from time to time. But one of the phrases that emerges from that little dust up there was Johnny come lately. How would you respond to people that says, hey, Amanza, you just come, what you want to do running for executive leadership in this party? You won't even belong to a group. Why you want to run for executive?
Well, I don't think that anyone can say that I don't belong to a group. I'm proud to be a member of the PNCR, a card carrying member. So that certainly ought not to be a consideration or a concern for anyone. But look, I think the important thing is, Sharon, that we understand that if you are going to ensure continuity in your organization, you have to be open to fresh perspectives. And I think that is what the younger MPs bring to the PNCR. Fresh perspective. If you are going to focus on continuity, you have to be able to embrace new ideas. And new ideas generally tend to come from new people. It generally tends to come from people who are there but who have continued to evolve, etc. And so it's not a case where we need to disqualify anyone. I certainly do not view my being new to the party or fresh on the scene as a disadvantage, as I've said. I think, in fact, what it affords you is an objective view of things because you are not really mired in all of the past issues. And so, you're not involved in score settling and so on. You are basically laser focused on the task ahead. And that has to be to rejuvenate, to re energize our base, to re engage so that we can properly confront the PPPC, and that is where our focus is. And so I do not believe that it matters if you come at the 10th hour. If you have the skills and the ability, and I think we have demonstrated time and time again on the floor of the National Assembly that we are able to stand toe to toe with the PPP and confront them, then it should not matter because at the end of the day, our objective is to regain office. And therefore, that has to be at all times our focus.
I was about to ask you there whether you think you have what it takes to confront the PPP, but you're welcome to expand on it.
I think anybody who wants to have an objective review would see that I have. Would see that I have. I mean, I don't know that Barajagdeo having to sit and listen to you does not indicate that there is certainly a temperament there. I think that the fact that Barajagdeo spends an hour on a show calling you a low life does indicate that he has some concern about the strength of representation, or it would not have gathered his attention. So no, I'm not. I'm not worried. You see, when you are forged from your life experiences, it's a different story altogether. You come and you're able to block out the noise and you're able to focus. And I have been shaped by my life experiences. And as time goes on, people will get to know more about who Amanza is and how, the family that I come from and the life experiences that I've had, how that has forged me into the woman that I am today. I stand unafraid. unbossed, unbought, and this is not me being boastful, but it's about as a woman being able to sit in your identity and to say, this is unapologetically who I am. As you see me, what you see is what you get, and it is either um, we accept each other as being human beings, fallible, different, but understanding that we complement each other greatly. And what Amanda may bring to the table, another person may bring a different gift. And none is superior to the other, Sharon. It is really about how do we harness all of it so that we can give the people of Guyana the representation that they deserve.
Amanza, you talk there about people getting to know you.
Mhm.
Who do people say Amanza Walton-Desir is? Who are you? Who are you? Should
I
people get to know you?
am Well, I am a woman. I am a mother of two boys, and a lot of people have no idea that I grew up in a family that is steeped in the PNC. My mother and father have a very long tradition of service to both party and country. My mother was senior leadership of, as it then was, the WRSM. It is now um, the NCW, and so I have literally grown up in the PNC. I In the 1980s, we were the young people that you would see doing the cultural items at the biennial congress. So from the age of 8, I've been familiar with what the congress atmosphere is like. One of the things that is very interesting, a very interesting story. My sister and I, we were talking because the two of us, and I recall a number of other young people, we were being tutored by Lynette and Celeste Dolphin. And if you know the history of the PNC, you would know that these were two stalwarts. They were master creatives in the arts. And so they were responsible for tutoring us. So every summer, we would have to come because usually you find that Congress then was held over like a holiday period, August, those times. So we would be out of school. And so every summer you would have had to come and you had to be tutored. So every day you were at Congress Place and you had to learn your poems. And I remember there was a particular poem that Lynette Dolphin wrote for us to recite, and it went like this: a man born to lead has no choice, even if he has no followers. Followers with a kindred spirit. And we were talking about that time, the way in which Desmond Hoyt took the focus of the party to a more economic driven type focus when he introduced the IMF and the ERP and the nature of CIMAP. And so as a child at 10, Lynette and Celeste Dolphin, they were able to transpose those lessons to us as children. So now, as an adult, you see it as a policy shift and so on. But as a little girl, it was the IMF and the ERP and CIMAP. And so that's just a glimpse of who I am, and that I've been around for some time, not always visible but around. And so, I think professionally, everybody knows I'm attorney at law. Um, I've been at the bar for now, is it a
Mhm.
17 or 18 years? I don't remember. But, and my experience primarily has been in government. And so I have significant over 15 years of experience working at the senior levels of government. I've also been a legal consultant to CARICOM and advised the Regional Transport Commission. So I've been around a bit. Um, a lot of people
Step out.
don't believe me when I tell them that I'm the mother. My youngest is 15. A lot of people don't believe that, but um, that's basically me. What you see is what you get, and a lot of people don't know, but maybe you do share that I enjoy a good laugh.
You have some folks like German Grant. You got some folks like Lurley Nestor who helped me to cut my political teeth. Who would consider that they were born PNC? Do you consider yourself born PNC?
Well, there is no doubt that I was born into the party. There's absolutely no doubt. I mean, and if we are if we are going to do research, I mean, you would ask, and you could understand that it is the political party that my family has been affiliated with from the 60s. Um, and so, the history is there, the legacy is there. And I often say to people, I'm a child of the struggle. I am a child of what they fought to see. Women in particular, standing and taking their place in the political arena.
Is that last bit there, women in the political arena, is that part of the impetus of your own throwing your hat into the ring?
Of course, Sharon. Look, the thing is that the research clearly shows, and we have the evidence on the ground of how the involvement of women in politics positively affects, particularly countries that um, claim to be democratic. And so you find that women are able to work across party lines. You find that women are able to conceptualize and translate those bread and butter issues into policy, because at the end of the day, overwhelmingly, we are the persons who have to figure out how to make ends meet and how to make the dollar stretch and how to um, make much out of little. And so that experience informs a particular level of empathy I have found for our constituents. And so naturally, you find that women are far more responsive to the needs of their constituents. And so this is why we need more women stepping up to the plate. Not because there's something wrong with our men folk, but there is something uniquely woman
I will
that
know.
bring to the table. So this is why I'm telling you, because I know you will know. So, there's something uniquely woman about, or there's something unique that women bring to the table. And if we are to embrace it, I think we will have a far stronger and a far better and a far more inclusionary democracy, because there's something about women that is, you can be naturally inclusive, and so you find the research shows as well that women tend to um, bolster confidence in democratic institutions and in democracy on the whole. So now certainly is not the time for us as women to shy away from saying, hey, I'm here, I'm putting my hand up, because we need that to be able to make Guyana into all of what she really can be. So
Great. I know those persons who are joining the discussion, as you share the live stream, I just want to let you know that I'm very conscious of my face expression, because I heard last night I was too little. I was smiling too much with Mr. Harmon the night before. I had my face a certain way with Dr. Van Charles. So I'm very conscious of my face this evening. But Amanza, that being said, this 21st biannual delegate conference seems as though it is one of the characteristics about it is the endorsements. Just this morning, I saw Times did a whole article on the endorsements picked up by Mr. Harmon. During the course of the day, I saw an endorsement by Marceline from Quarantine for Mr. Norton. And I saw recently as well, I saw Carmen Holland, and I saw Kelvin Allen from Toronto, well, from Canada, came out and more or less endorsed you as a candidate or for a candidate. Do you put any stock in endorsements, and did you accept those endorsements from Carmen Holland and Kelvin Allen?
well, I don't know that it is my place to reject an endorsement. but but look, and this is the point that I was making about democracy. People need to be free to say who they support, why they support it, and people need to be equally free to not say anything at all or to not endorse anyone at all. And that is the nature of democracy. And so I believe that what it does, it certainly gives you an indication of what the temperature of the membership of the party is and where their minds are. And what is important is that while the general membership doesn't vote, the delegates who will be casting the vote have to take into account the views and the opinions of their membership. And that again is another thing that I think we will have to look at. How do we ensure that every member of the PNC feels as if their voice is heard, their input is important, and they are a part of the decision making machinery. And one of the things that I would love for us to see is to, or to begin to embrace, is the important advantage that technology offers to us. Technology offers an amazing ability to keep your membership connected, to keep them feeling as if they matter, so that if decisions are made quickly, it can be disseminated to your membership. And so the use of technology, everybody almost now has a smartphone. How do we leverage that to really form a movement? You see, because it is about a movement. And so I think we are going to have to begin to craft those strategies, embracing technology. How do we use the advancements to harness the energy of the grassroots? And not only harness the energy of the grassroots, but to enable them to um, build, like I said before, safe and sustainable and healthy communities. Because, Sharon, there are going to be key challenges confronting us as a nation. We have not yet touched on the matters of food security. We have not touched on the matters of the adverse effects of climate change and how that will affect our membership, and how we as an organization are positioning ourselves to be of assistance to our people in this regard. And not only to our membership, but to all Guyanese. Because I think the PPP has demonstrated that they don't really care about Guyanese. They have no regard for the working class Guyanese. And so it is important that we, who are truly representative of the people and who you would have seen demonstrably over the last 5 years, have attempted to build that inclusionary democracy. How do we best get ourselves together to go to reclaim the seat of government so that we can help Guyanese?
That being said, you haven't stated specifically which particular post you might be looking to contest, whether it's vice chair, chairman, general secretary, or what have you. But in the context of an executive, having said that, do you what would be like the top three things you would say are the hierarchy of needs that the party should be pursuing post delegates
Post,
conference?
post delegates conference, the first and most important thing is that the central executive has to craft a strategic direction for the party. There has to be a clearly expounded vision and strategic direction for the party. What the Bible says remains true: where there's no vision, the people perish. And so you have to have some guiding document that will inform the way forward. So I think that is the first thing. Coming out of that strategic plan will be a number of smaller plans that will see us being able to address key subject areas that will correlate, as it were, with a national agenda, so that any one point in time you are capable of stepping into the shoes of the government tomorrow, because at a party level, your operations and the way you are set up mirrors government. So when you hit government, you hit the ground running. So there's no time to play catch up and feel your feet around. You are an organization that is ready to go, that is ready to lead the people of Guyana forward into the future. And so that will be my first priority. And coming out of that will be all the other identified priorities: reconnecting with our membership, rejuvenating the party. Those, all of those ideals will come out of that strategic direction. So that is the first thing I believe we need to place all of our energies and focus on.
And talking about that, reconnecting with the base of the party, you talked earlier on about the grassroots. Certainly, you've been talking with delegates, you've been talking with communities. What have they been telling you? Your delegates, especially, what have they been talking to you about?
We feel disconnected. We feel as if, uh, enough care and attention is not being paid to us. And so we have to be able, not only in talk, but indeed to reach out to the grassroots. This is the foundation, this is the cornerstone of the party. And so not only do we have to, I think very often we talk about connecting with the grassroots, but it has to go deeper than that. It has to um, embrace, as it were, and harness the energy, the innovation, the entrepreneurial spirit of the grassroots to enable them to be economically empowered. And so outside, because you are in opposition, I think an important focus has to be on entrepreneurship and how do we identify opportunities for our villages and our groups to become economic units capable of generating an income for its membership through entrepreneurship. And the internet now, Sharon, offers such a beautiful opportunity for all of your um, your local talents to be marketed. So we live in an era where the women of Hope Tongue, their craft products could be put online and somebody in Tahiti is buying it. That is the beauty that the internet offers. And so we have to find a way to connect our membership and their potential to the global village.
Very well, Amanza. You're heading into this biannual delegates congress.
Mhm.
You're vying for a seat at the central exec, whatever that capacity is. What do you say to delegates, especially who are integral to this process? This is why you should elect me, Amanza Walton-Desir. These top two things, maybe.
Well, I think, first of all, I love our people. And I think the story of my life has demonstrated that I am committed to Guyana because I chose, despite opportunities presented, to stay here and to serve. Not because it makes me special. There are many people who take that decision, but it is a demonstration of where your heart is. And my heart is for Guyana. My heart is for the people of Guyana. And I can just hope that people will judge you on the basis of your work and on the merits of your work and see that. So I think the commitment and the passion that I bring are two key ingredients in why I think, it's important that I be allowed or afforded, I would want to say, the opportunity to serve at that executive level.
Great. Amanda should have asked you this as a follow-up question earlier on the issue of endorsements. I've
Mhm.
seen several of your parliamentary colleagues would have endorsed uh, candidates for leadership in the party. Is there any reason why you haven't endorsed any of the candidates? You still thinking?
I would say no. I would say that I have I have always, since I've been a child, demonstrated an ability um, to want to think through and to analyze things in a particular manner. And so I am prepared at this point only to indicate that I am available to serve, because it is a case where you have to work with everybody and we have to find a modus operandi to harness the talents and the skills and the giftings that everybody brings uh, to the table.
Are you interested in seeing more young people run, more young people contest for
Absolutely.
posts?
Absolutely. And this is why I decided to say, look, I am available because you have to lead by example, right? And so if you are prepared to stand, and to say, I wish to be counted among the lot, I hope that me doing this inspires more of our young people to say, look, this is our lives. This is we are talking about our lives and our future. And so we have to be actively participating in the determination of our future. Okay? And so this is why it is important that the young people step up and have their voices heard, not out of disrespect or disregard for those who have gone before us, because we would not have been here without those people. And the contributions that they have made can't be you can't take that away. It's not up for debate and discussion, but there also has to be a place for youth guided by experience, the energy of youth to run with the vision and to implement the vision and to use the advantages that the digital age offers to bring the party into the 21st century and be that 21st century party that will be a home to all Guyanese.
Very well. Amongst your party, the PNCR,
Mhm.
it's in the throes of this delegates Congress. It's an internal electoral process that has national consequences, and people will be contesting for various posts there to bring leadership to this country by and large. What would you say are those qualities across the board as membership and delegates especially are still making up their mind should be looking for leadership qualities?
I think the most important quality in a leader is honesty. We have to be able to be honest with ourselves, and we have to be able to be honest with our supporters. And that means being able to say when it is necessary, I am wrong, I was wrong, I am sorry. And so I think that is a very, very key and important cornerstone ingredient. Integrity, commitment, character. And when we talk about character, it has to be with the understanding that if you look for a flaw in any individual, you will find it because we are human and infallible. So we're not talking about perfection. There's a difference. We're talking about character. We're talking about stability. We're talking about somebody that has the ability to remain level headed, because all of us can't lose we head at the same time. And so you have to have somebody who, in the midst of all of the chaos, will be able to remain level headed. You have to have somebody as well that can relate to every strata of society, whether it be the intellectual, the entrepreneurial, the grassroots. You have to be able to do that. And so I think once you find a leader that is able to inspire and to motivate, that is what is important, because the people who will deliver the vision is the team. And so you need that person that can inspire your people to dream and to be creative and to think outside of the box. You have to absolutely have that ability to cause people to say, wow, I want to get involved. Passion for what it is that you do. Those are the key ingredients. And then, of course, you surround yourself with a core of competent people, not people that tell you what you want to hear, but people who are committed enough to the cause to say to you that, Chief, I'm sorry, but I disagree with that approach. Maybe we could consider doing it this way. And when we are done and we fight out about what the best approach is, we come out of the room with a unified position, having made a decision and having had the tenacity to stick by the decision that you've made, or if you turn out to be wrong, to say, hey, we are sorry, we got this wrong, and we need to change course. Sharon, I can't hear you. I don't know what you did, but I can't hear you.
Sorry, penultimate question. Now,
Okay.
I've been hearing a little rumbling in some quarters. Some people say we like Amanza, but Amanza little uppity, Amanza little bushy. We ain't we ain't know. How do you respond to those folks? You're a little
You
uppity, you're a little
know,
bushy. That's
listen,
a charge.
I often tell people, so there's this very interesting story that I always tell everybody. So in university, I met a person who is now my best friend, right? And she said to me, she said, man, so when I saw you first, I didn't like you, you know. I said, but why? I
Very
mean,
don't take you.
that's terribly judgmental. She said, you used to look like you just look down on people. So I said, okay, I have a problem because I
You
stand
talk.
at 6 foot. So, you have that naturally, the way you're naturally built to contend with, right? And then, of course, because I'm a naturally reserved person until, I feel comfortable around you. So I'm not very, out there and I speak a lot. But I am one of the most down to earth people you would meet. Sharon, you know this. I mean, we could talk portion stripping this when we get ready.
I
So,
want to get my jaundice view out.
so no, like what you see is what you get, You want to know something? Come ask me. Send me a message on the Facebook. Amanza, like what's up with that? And I'll answer you because there's no sleight of hand here. What you see is what you get. This is naturally who I am as a person, and so I hope that shines through, and people feel comfortable speaking to me, and so on. Never mind, I'm 6 foot tall, and I tend to look very serious when I have my spectacles on, and so on. I'm approachable, and you can talk to me about anything basically.
Great. Now we're as I said, we're in the throes of this 21st biannual delegates congress. People hear some barbs thrown by candidates. I hope people don't take that seriously. I keep hearing the candidates, on the whole, talk very well of each other. When all this is said and done, what are your own hopes as a member of the PNCR for that party, that institution?
Oh man, that we could just see the potential that is the PNCR. I think we have surmounted one of the greatest hurdles to our politics, and that is that we are a most inclusionary party, and we have been that from day one. And so we have everything that it takes at the foundation to be the political home of choice for every Guyanese. It is how we build on those strengths that is important. It is how and to the extent to which we are able to put aside personal agendas for the greater good and for the whole and for the betterment of the whole. And I'm telling you, man, if we get into the spirit of complementing each other, of celebrating each other, of saying, go, my sister, go, my brother, you can do this, we can do this. You defend me yesterday, but the bigger picture is this: go ahead, forge ahead. If we can recapture that spirit that I think our founder leader had the vision of when the PNC was formed, we are unstoppable. And then you put on top of that the significant talent that exists in the party. Ah, man, I think we will be able to be the party that is able to really forge a true alliance between political parties and see really that inclusionary democracy that Article 13 says is the objective of our government. And I can't hear you again, Sharon.
I said great. Is there anything left to ask? I may fail to ask something that you think is important
I
as
don't
a
know.
candidate together. That
I
being
couldn't
said, that being
I
said,
couldn't think of
Amanza,
anything. I mean, you really grilled me tonight. So, like I
that
said, feel free to reach out. I have a social media page. Feel free to reach out and let's do this. At the end of the day, we will all work together. We see that the PPPC is not what Guyanese people deserve. And so I think we owe it to them now more than ever to demonstrate that we are able as a party to have a democratic process, but the next day we're ready to take them on. Because as a people, we are mature enough to say, you know what? That was our democratic process. You can't boast of a democratic process because you were told what to do, but we have a democratic process. And we are mature enough when it is done to turn our attention to bringing deliverance to the people of Guyana.
Amanza, I'm watching my on-screen sticky here, and I want to ask my final question, like a pastor. Finally, you again, you haven't declared a slate. You haven't said you're running for any specific post. But is there? Are you prepared rather to work with any of the teams that might come in? You have Richard Van Charles who's running, Aubrey Norton is running for leader, and Mr. Joseph Harmon is also running for leader. Are you prepared to work with any of those slates?
And this is the point. I enjoy an excellent working relationship with all of these people. I think, for example, Aubrey has an understanding of political science and politics that is unique. I think Comrade Harmon has that ability to build and he's particularly acute in areas that deal with infrastructure. And I think Comrade Van Westchilds has a particular experience and he's a very methodical thinker. And so these are traits and attributes that I appreciate in all of these men. And so I ready to rumble. Nobody in PNP is my foe or adversary. The adversary is out there right now wreaking havoc on the lives of Guyanese people. And so as we continue to go into the community, as we continue to, hit the ground with the people, this is the feedback that we are getting. We just need you all to just give us the opportunity to move again, mobilize again. Come on, we are waiting on y'all. Our people are waiting on us, and we cannot, Sherrod, we cannot disappoint them.
Fantastic. Amanza Walton-Desir, I want to thank you for spending this time in the ring with our viewers, putting forward your case and why you should be elected during this 21st Biannual Delegates Congress of the People's National Congress Reform. Amanza, thanks for spending this time with us.
Thank you for having me, Sherrod, and stay blessed. Take care.
Great. Have a fantastic rest of the evening.
You as well, my brother. Bye-bye.
Great. Folks, there you have it. The one and only Amanza Walton-Desir. Folks, we got to keep fighting. I love that we're having these candidates on. I love that they're putting forward their cases. I love that they've chosen to come on and answer the question. Let us know that at party democracy, I don't want to say at least, party democracy is alive and well in the People's National Congress Reform. And I'm happy to play my own role here by offering the platform for these guys to come and to tell us what they want to do and how they're gonna get about doing it. That being said, folks, that brings us to the end of our program tonight. We're just 20 minutes shy of 2 hours of programming. I know lots of you are going to run off to some other places, to some other programs, but I'm going to stick around as usual and give some of our folks a shout out here, guys. But as you go, COVID is real. And we've been saying this for the last year or more on these platforms. COVID is real. And for our part in the ring, our guidance to you guys is continue to observe all the COVID-19 protocol. Don't let's slack up. Let's do our part. Good. For us, take the vaccine. Right? You got to know the rest. Sanitize, wear your mask, social distance, all the protocols that are in place. Practice them, folks. This thing is serious. It's serious. And we know the guys on the other side ain't got no time with us. It's serious and it's rough out there. Hazel Job and Paulette Greaves, Marcia Agard, Hazelyn King, I ain't seen you for a long time. Let us be cautious and practice the COVID-19 protocols, folks. It's been a fantastic hour 40 minutes being here with you guys. It's our pleasure and privilege as always, guys. Let's fight. We gotta keep fighting. We ain't giving up. Boots on the ground, and we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up, folks. Love having you guys here in the ring. Consider partnering with us as well. We would say partner with us. We ain't saying consider. Partner with us, folks. We need your help. Right? Bills gotta pay, and every cent counts. And so we've been asking you guys for $5 a month, for $10, $15, $20 a month. Partner with us. Help our program to grow, and help us to go from strength to strength. Rita Singh and Nicole Yaw, Marcia Agard, Estelle Blue, Gavin Holder, all you fantastic, beautiful folks. Thanks for spending this time with us. Ensure that as you go, guys, you share the live stream. Do us that favor. You guys know we licorice for it. We hungry for it. We craving for it. Share the live stream, guys. It's our privilege having each and every one of you playing this role here and having your trust to do this, guys. Thank you so much. As you go again, ensure you share the live stream. Do us that big favor. Come on board as well and partner with us, guys. And it's very short order. We're going to be showing you what we have been doing, how we've been responsible for the finances you've entrusted to us. Guys, great having each and every one of you. Denny's, London, Welshman, good to see you there. And all you other fantastic folks. Paula Phillips, good to see you as well, Paula. Good to see you. Renford Morgan, Asani Bowman, good to see you as well, Asani. Great to see you, Asani, there in the ring, folks. Good to have each and every one of you. It's my privilege being here with you guys. It is my privilege. Night after night being here, I'm energized. People ask me all the time, how could you do this every night, 5 days per week? Guys, I would do it 7 days per week. I'm so happy to be able to share the information with you, to see you I feed off of your own energy. When you show up, Joan Holder and Andre McDonald, when you guys show up, I get fired up. Sharon Castillo, good to see you there. Alexis Chomley, good to see you. Claire Alexis Chomley Richmond, good to see you there. Claire and Joan Holder, Sharon Castillo Edwards. I'm fired up when I see Ingrid King. I'm energized when I see Rita and Anthony Higgins R. Jude. I'm energized when I see Rita Singh, guys. It's my privilege being here with you guys. Thanks for joining us in the ring, guys, and come on board. Help we pay the bills. Partner with us on a monthly basis, folks. You don't have to level. Oh, I ain't rich. Every cent counts. Every cent counts. Sometimes people on MMG send us $1,000. You know how far that goes? Huh? You know how far that goes? If 17 people send us $1,000, we could pay the internet when the month comes. All right? Every cent counts. No amount is too small. So thank you, folks, for joining us in the ring. Maureen, London, Bristol. Good to see you, Maureen. Good to see you, Keisha Millington. Positive Tinker, good to see you there, Positive Tinker, joining us from overseas. Good to see you, Positive Tinker. Peter Harris, good to see you as well. Angela Mills, and is it Edwina Estrado, good to see you there. Forgive me if I don't pronounce the first name right. I see Charlene Jordan with us as well, and Lloyd Thomas. Carol Etienne is here too. Kwesi Castang and Janet Coates. Fantastic, lovely, beautiful, good-natured, uncontroversial people. All of you guys. Stay well, and we're going to see you guys tomorrow evening. Same time, same place. It's Friday. Tomorrow is Friday, final day of the week, guys. Tremendously privileged to have had you this evening. See you guys tomorrow night. Same time, same place. Boots on the ground. We ain't backing down. We boots on the ground. We ain't backing down. We got to fight. We got to stay and fight, folks. We can't run now. We got to stay and fight the Jagabats. Great to see each and every one of you guys. Do stay safe. Do stay safe.